Hello, my name is Dangerfield. I'm an alternative / synth-pop artist based in London, and these are my album video diaries, which I release every single month of the year. So if you want to stay updated on what I'm up to, I'm currently working on my second album. Do hit subscribe, and if you enjoy it, do hit the thumbs up button too. Let's get going. Hello, and I'm going to say Happy New Year to you because you'll be seeing this in January. Welcome to the December video diaries. Today, I am going to the theatre. I'm going to see My Neighbour Totoro at the Gillian Lynn. My auntie's here from Portugal visiting, so we're doing it as like a little family outing. So it should be good fun. I'm feeling a wee bit nervous today because today, well, I got an email 1 or 2 weeks ago, I think it was a week ago, saying that I would be hearing the results of my funding application today. I have no idea how it's going to go, but whatever happens, I'm proud that I submitted it. I'm proud that I put it together. I put all that work into the application, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day whether or not I get it, because I've laid a fantastic foundation for the album. I've learnt so much, and I will be able to make it happen regardless, just with some compromises involved, but I'll still be able to make it happen. So yeah, it was a bit of a rush in the end, plus I just completely forgot to film. I'm really sorry about that, but I loved it. Highly recommend you go and watch it. It's adorable. It does have like a slightly kiddie vibe to it, but honestly, you get over that pretty quickly and you start to fall in love with it. At least I do. Mainly because of the characters, but my goodness, the puppetry, the way they do everything to bring it to life and make it immersive and enjoyable and beautiful. And the music's gorgeous too, yeah. Love it. You need to see it. You need to see it. I also did get the news about the funding application. It was a no. Am I disappointed? Of course I am. Took a lot of time and effort to apply and all of that. But there was always going to be a chance. It was always going to be a 50-50 whether or not I got it. And while they didn't give me any feedback on it, they did say they had over 300 applications, it was super competitive, all that kind of thing. So it's on to plan B, finding out how I'm gonna make this album happen a different way. And I'm actually kind of excited about that. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. I forgot to mention as well that I did go and see the Wicked Part 2 movie for anybody, if anybody's curious about my opinion of it, because I did mention the first one and my opinion of that. And the fact that at the time I wasn't sure whether I was going to like the second one, because I'd remembered I hadn't liked the musical when I was 14 years old. Well, I did. I liked it very much indeed. Without any spoilers for anyone who, let's hope, there is not anyone who hasn't seen it, because I'm the slowest person out there to ever see anything. Yeah, to avoid spoiling it for anyone else, but I loved it. It was great. Great songs, great story. Definitely a few little bits of the plot that didn't quite make sense, but I was happy to overlook those for the rest of it. So it's time for a production update, and I'm almost at the end, I would say, with production with this song. When I say almost at the end, I haven't recorded the vocals yet. That will be next week's job. Then hopefully the week after, wrapping up with the edits. We're talking about Christmas and New Year here. So yeah, that's a thing, but I'm gonna try and do this. I don't think there's a lot to do. There's not really a lot to do for this song. I need to tell you something about this song. There's a surprise and a secret about this song that not even my patrons know yet. I will reveal it at some point, but it's one of the coolest things about it for me. The song that I'm working on is the one that, if you watched last month's video diary, I was writing. It's now more or less written. more or less written. It needs to be written. There's maybe like one bit where I'm not sure if I'll change it, but it's very different to anything I've done before. I mean, there's definitely elements to it that are like things I've done before, but as a whole, it's a lot crazier than anything I've done before. It's really pushed me in terms of my knowledge as a producer, and as a writer. It's really pushed me to think harder about what I can do to make this interesting, and what I can do to really convey the feeling of the song and the message of the song in unconventional ways. It's definitely unconventional, put it that way. And yeah, only my patrons for now are gonna know just how unconventional it is, but lots of surprises in store with this one. One of the things it's involved has been me learning how to map tempo changes onto a DAW, and I didn't know you could do this, but you can actually take, in my case, a vocal, record that vocal on its own, and then map the rest of the arrangement around the vocal, because the vocal might be like free and, you know, going at its own pace, doing its own thing, faster here, slower there. If you want it to kind of just breathe and to have the arrangement come around it, you can do that. To what degree that's working for me right now, I couldn't say, but it's working somewhat. But it involves a lot of mapping. So yeah, I've learned how to do that. New skill, tick. This is inside Ableton, by the way. And learning how to create sections that have a massive amount of contrast to previous ones, and that deconstruct everything about the track that you've created. Yeah, it's hard for me to be specific here, without giving the whole thing away, but it's a very interesting one, for me anyway. It might be one of those that divides the crowd, but I've really enjoyed working on it. I've only got a couple of things left to do on it. I want to add some like real world effects to it that I need to go out and record, and I hope to be doing that this weekend. And then I want to add possibly some cello to it. If anybody knows, I used to play the cello back in the day. I wasn't very good, but I still have a cello and I still could play the cello, and I think I could do something cool with that. So I might get it out and do that, and then I'll be done in terms of production. I can do vocals, and I'm feeling really positive about getting this done by the end of the month. Let's see how I feel when Christmas and the New Year starts to roll around. So that's your production update. I have another update to share with you, but I will be doing that another time. Well, hello from Bristol. I am here to visit something brand new that just opened 1 week ago. It's called Portuguese, and it's the perfect marriage for me of Portuguese cuisine and vegan food. Two amazing things. Sadly, the real Portuguese cuisine is severely lacking in vegan options. So what better way to enjoy it than the vegan version? At least I'm about to find out whether that is the best way to enjoy it. Not that I eat the actual real Portuguese food in any way, shape or form any longer, because it consists of meat and dairy galore. Well, for those of you that don't know, I eat a mostly plant-based diet. So yeah, I'm about to find out what that's like. Wish me luck. Okay, so we're here. So what are you having? You're having beef a casa, and I'm having francesinha. We will have to see 50-50 on whether this is for me personally. I'm sure it is generally very nice. I liked the francesinha, I really did. I thought I wouldn't. I thought I'd find it too rich, but it was actually fantastic. in terms of the other dish, which I did try a bit of as well, I think that the flavour wasn't quite to my liking, like the smokiness of the steak, but texture-wise it was alright. As expected though, the portions are absolutely massive. The chips were enough for at least 2 people, so be aware of that if you come and try it. But otherwise, I highly recommend it. We had the bread to start. I think I would have liked the bread to be on the side, the olive oil with the salt on the side, because the bread had the olive oil and salt on it. It was nice, but I think I would have preferred to like dip it myself. But that was a minor thing. And I could not manage to eat the dessert, which was pastéis de nata. They do them either on their own or with ice cream, by the way, because I know that the online dessert menu is not online. The dessert menu is not online, but that's what they do. But yeah, I've got them to take with me to have when I'm slightly less stuffed. Hello everybody, I've just put out this year's Christmas message on all the socials and announced the Patreon giveaway, and I hope someone will enter that. Otherwise I don't know what I'll do. But this is something I said I was going to do, and this is me doing it. So for those of you that don't know, ever since the video diaries became public, I had to introduce a new perk into Patreon for my Star Club members, and I found something I love doing, and that thing is called weekly words. So what I will do generally is either I'll leave a written update, an update to do with a picture, or a piece of a song that I'm writing, some lyrics, or a little song bit that I've got an idea for and I don't know what to do with it next, but it's an idea I've had that week, or something, you know, just little bits from my week basically. And last week, or was it the week before now? The week before, I decided to share an update that was to do with my health. Now, you public people, I don't think have heard about my health since February last year. But this is me kind of explaining where I am with that now, and why I haven't spoken about it much. So, here we go. This is the update from week 22 from the 13th of December. This week, I think it's time to share an update with you on my health. I more or less stopped sharing it in the video diaries because it's not very fun to hear about. However, I think it's time to give you a bit more perspective and wrap up the topic. In a way, as there is good news, I'll be sharing this in the next video diary too. In July 2023, I developed an illness that typically would have been short and easy to recover from. For some reason, it wasn't, and it began to drag on for months, then years. Without much explanation from medical professionals, it became clear over time that I'd not only developed a complex health issue, but one that had no cure. As you can imagine, the period of illness alone up to that point had been mentally trying. But to hear it might be forever only made things more difficult. However, I'm not one to give in, and I worked hard and tried everything going to see if I could get better. Eventually, I also received a couple of different treatments. Just over 2 years later, whilst it's not gone, its impact on my life is very much smaller. Rather than weeks feeling unwell, it may be a day or two now and again. I left behind a working life that no longer suited my well-being, and have a better grasp on things. These days I keep working every day to maintain my health as best I can. I'm grateful to be able to be back spending more time on what I love, and for the process, which has left me understanding my mind and body better than ever before. And those who suffer with equally or far more difficult illnesses every day. Now back to some music. So, we're getting really close in terms of the end of the instrumental side of normal production. I was out the other day recording some sounds from outdoors, some atmosphere that I want added to the track. So hopefully I can do that soon. And I also want to change the piano parts a little bit. I think I want them to reflect a bit more how I played it in the first demo. Hopefully after Christmas, I will be recording the vocals. Maybe on Boxing Day, if I can be bothered. And then we'll be doing editing the week after, and it will be a wrap. That would be the ideal scenario. Let's see what actually happens. Hello from Boxing Day. Santa has brought me a very, very, very much wanted, very much needed, and very, very nice gift. And that is a case for my Phantom. Check it out. A proper flight case. So that means no matter what happens, I'm at least going to play a solo gig with my Phantom at some point next year. So we're set up for some cello recording today. I have not played the cello properly in something like 13 years, which is crazy to think because I played it for 13 years straight. So it's been as long as I did play it for that I haven't played it for. Nevertheless, I'm here to have a go, see what I can do. Not going to do anything crazy. Then I just want to see if I can get some cool sound effects for this crazy section in the song. I've got this thing on the bridge, which is just off camera, I think, unfortunately. But I've got this little rubber thingy. See if I can lift up the cello and show you. There, I've got a rubber thingy on the cello to basically dampen or mute the strings a little bit more as well. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to record that I want something really, really muted for. Of never knowing what the hell is going on, of just about floating along. Call me hot lips, hang-ups, no need, long drives, high fives, I'm your go-to. Okay, so here's a fun thing that happened. I had this idea while I was recording the vocals yesterday, and now I'm recording it today. Not planned at all, just a last minute idea. A lower harmony has been recorded, and this is the higher harmony. Here you go. And this is the lower one. I'm currently knee-deep editing vocals, which is very boring to do and equally boring to watch. But after that, I have a bit more production to do. So I tried really hard. I worked really, really hard on normal for the last week, really. Hoping to finish it. Didn't quite manage, which is okay. But I'm really, really close. I'm really happy with the progress I'm making. And today I've taken a break. I'm celebrating my birthday. And I will regroup next week to get it over the finish line. Otherwise, I'm going to leave the video diary there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year's. And I will see you for next month's diary. As always, thank you to the Dangerverse.